Hello, happy Thursday. The week is almost over, and today we are talking about execution. So, we are talking about the one thing you can do this week that will make a huge long term impact on your success. Yesterday, we talked about the strategy of being client focused and getting referrals. We talked about the mindset of that, and today we are talking about execution and basically one thing you can do that is going to make a huge difference. And I think it's something that does not get talked about in our industry very much, so I hope that it will be very helpful to you guys and really help you to go execute on it. So the thing, I'm like so bad at teasing stuff, right? I'm always like, oh, I'm gonna share this fancy title, and then I tell you the thing like less than a minute in. But the thing that you can do that will make this impact is to be willing to surprise and delight your clients, your community, and your followers, right? I think that sometimes we get so focused on like the marketing aspects that we forget that the service and delivery and value aspects are the thing that builds our business, right? Like, even if you talk to people that are really great marketers, if you talk to people that are, running Facebook ads for big influencers, killing it in the ad space, that are, doing huge marketing consults, right? They're always talking about value, and they're always talking about serving that audience really well, and that is what is converting, right? It's especially what is converting in the online space, where so many people are becoming so much more jaded, I would say, because they've paid money for things that did not have value, or because they've like attended the webinar and got, not a single ounce of valuable advice, right? I could go on and on, but my point is, the thing that is going to give you long-term impact and long-term success is being willing to give an excellent client experience, but not just client experience, though that's what we've been talking about a lot the past couple of days. But I would add to that follower and community experience. Like, do your followers and community members feel taken care of by you? Do they feel loved and appreciated by you? Do they feel like you want to serve them and want to give them value? And I think that so often we forget to take that stance. We look at well, let me look at my followers and then how can I convert them? And I think the first question is, let me look at my followers. How can I serve them? How can I give them value? And then conversion is going to happen from that place. Certainly you need to focus on conversion and sales. And we're going to do a whole block of this MSE marathon on that. But if you get this piece right first, right? It's so easy to convert, right? Because they feel loved and cared for and surprised and delighted and served by you often, right? Instead of feeling like you're only around when you want to make the sale, or you're only engaging or serving or delivering to them when you want the conversion. That is the exact wrong mentality, because your audience will get wise to that very quickly. Hi, Maggie. Oh, you just make my morning that you join me. I just love and adore you. Maggie says, yes, when I was in luxury hospitality, we talked about surprise and delight all the time. We used to ask, how do we deliver the wow? Ooh, that's an even better way to say it. How do we deliver the wow? That's good shit. I like that. But that's exactly it, right? You don't want to wait until, so Maggie's talking luxury hospitality. You don't want to wait until the next time they're booking their trip to try to convert. You want to give them an amazing experience now, because then the next time they go to book a trip, it's not even a thought. It's like a no-brainer that they're going to do it with you because you wowed the shit out of them, right? And so the one thing you can do this week that will make a difference is go surprise and delight, or let's even go take it up a notch and talk about what Maggie said. Go deliver the wow to your people. That is such a great question, right? We're going to steal Maggie's question. How do I deliver the wow to my clients and community this week? And it can be so small. I'm going to give you a ton of examples because I want you to see that it does not have to be a hard thing to execute on. So one way to deliver the wow to your clients is can you go send them a book that you think would be really great for them? That's something I do with my clients a lot. I will personally select books that I think would be really great and relevant for where they are and what they're dealing with, and just send it to them. Like if it's on Audible, it costs like pretty much nothing. If it's a book that I'm sending, it's like whatever. I mean, what's the book on Amazon? $12. But they feel so surprised, so delighted, and so taken care of. Because it's like, I see you, I hear you, I understand you, I think this thing would help you. Simple as that, right? Send them something that you think they would love. Like, did one of your clients mention like really loving candles or something? I don't know, right? Like, if you can do very small things like that that show that you really care about them, you are delivering the wow, right? If you're like, what I think happens a lot in this industry, and I'm going to sound jaded, and I'm making a very blanket statement that is not true across the board, but I think very often what happens in this industry is that people are very concerned with making the money and they're not very concerned with earning the money, right? So what I mean by that is they're very concerned with the front end of like making the sale, and they get less and less concerned with the back end of earning the money from that sale, meaning like giving a fantastic experience, right? So to use Maggie's example of luxury hospitality, we could get really concerned with selling the vacation, selling the experience, and then under delivering on it. Well, guess what? You can see in the hospitality industry how that would equal no long-term impact or success at all. People would tell their friends, they would be like, well, they really got me, but honestly, it wasn't that great, And you don't want people saying that about your business. And I'm not saying that to incite fear or tell you that like if you don't wow and over deliver to your clients all the time, that they're not going to work with you. But I am saying that those little things will make such a difference. That sending of the book, the sending a candle, hey, I made you this worksheet. One of my clients is so amazing at kind of like templating her thought processes. And she'll do that with clients all the time. Like if they're struggling with something, she'll be like, look, I made you a worksheet. Look, I made you a template. And it's not like they're hiring her because they expect that. That's her way of wowing them, right? And so I want you to think this week, what is one way I can surprise and delight and wow my clients? So those are just some small examples, right? And then let's talk about your community and your followers. I think I see very few influencers doing this. It's like really making an effort to wow their fucking community, right? So again, this does not have to be huge. This can be like, hey guys, look, I made you this free thing that is like no opt-in and you can just grab, or do a super valuable live stream that they can watch for free that is just as valuable as like a paid webinar that you could do, right? Make them feel that taken care of factor from you. I think one way I do this is that I try to go really, really deep on my live streams within my Facebook community, the Lit Up and Loaded Entrepreneur. Obviously for these morning ones, we're keeping them short and sweet, but they're still very valuable, so keep watching, side note. But for the Lit Up and Loaded Entrepreneur ones, like I really try to think about those, like what is the most valuable thing I can say? What's been getting talked about in my community? What am I talking about with clients that I haven't told my community enough? How can I take care of my community? How can I spend time on this live stream and really answer their questions? How can I give them a training that's so valuable that they would have or could have paid for it, right? And it only takes like, whatever, 45 minutes of my time. But it surprises and delights and wows them. And it is the number one thing people say when they hire me is like, well, your live streams are so, so, so value packed. And I feel like you care so much about serving. So I can't imagine what it would be like to work with you one-on-one. Because they're seeing on the front end that I want to serve, I want to give value, I want to take care, I want to surprise and delight. And so it becomes a no-brainer to hire me. That's it, right? And I think that the reason I want to convey this is because I think that so often we're trying to do the marketing. So I'm like, how do I do the perfect live stream in the perfect time with the perfect title and the perfect marketing spin? Like that works and that's helpful. But if you ask yourself the question of how do I fucking wow my audience this week, Maggie, I'm going to use that forever. How do I surprise and delight my community? You're going to take it to a whole different level that is going to start make converting easier and easier. And it's going to make your long-term success more and more assured because people are talking about it. They're seeing the value, right? Nikki says the woman that registered for my course. Oh, the women that register for my course, I bought a My Intent bracelet kit with my brand color for the bracelet and make them each a bracelet with their word on it. Oh, I love that, Nikki. See, that's such a, not that it's a small thing, but I mean, it's small in the sense of probably price and effort, but like so valuable to them that like, one, you're making it for them, and two, that you're even thinking about it enough to do it, that you even want to delight them enough to do it, right? Like that is so beautiful. And that's exactly a perfect example of what we're talking about here, which is like, these things do not have to take a lot of time, energy, or effort. I think when we hear things like surprise and delight or wow, we're like, oh, I can barely like get my shit done now. How can I do that too? And the answer is it doesn't really take that much time, and it's pretty easy. Most of us just aren't asking ourselves this question enough. Another small way that I will wow my audience sometimes is people answer questions when they come into my Facebook group, the Load Up and Loaded Entrepreneur. And if I see some of their answers, or if my team sees some of their answers and I'm like, oh, I know I have a live stream for that, that'd be really good. I'll just link them up a no opt-in free thing, and I'll be like, hey, I'm so glad you're in the group. I know you said you have this goal. Here's this live stream. It might help you. Like no sales pitch, no like opt-in here, no like anything other than like, yo, thank you so much for being part of my community. And here's this free thing that might help you because I like to serve my community. Right? It takes 10 minutes when I'm like randomly in my group to be like, here you go. But like so worth it, so easy, so valuable, right? And then they're like, wow, okay. Like, I want to hang out here. I want to be in your zone because you seem like you want to take care of me, which by the way, again, it's like the thing that most people aren't doing online is like really making an effort to take care of their community. Most people are like, how do I have my community expect as little for me as possible? How do I like almost like ignore them again until I want to make the sale, right? Nikki said it's hard to imagine anything better than your free content, but your one-on-one is so good. Oh, Nikki, I love you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Maggie says, yes, I have a client now who said my emails helped her so much she knew she had to hire me. Emails can deliver a wow. Another perfect example. We do monthly client file emails where I basically break down like how my clients are getting results, like the mindset, strategy, and execution of it, like how they personally are. And we purposely deliver that only to my list. I put a lot of energy and effort into thinking about that and writing it. And it's like a wow factor because it feels really personal. It feels like we're putting energy and effort into it. It feels like we're thanking the people on my list for being part of my list and not sharing it elsewhere, right? Maggie's saying she just wrote some amazing emails and someone was like, that changed my life, let me hire you. Like, this cannot be undervalued, right? Nikki says, shocking news here, but you've shown me the actual why we aren't doing this is mindset. Now let's talk about that. If we are coming from lack or poverty mindset, we won't wow, over deliver, and value. That's a great way to think about it, Nikki, right? Like if we're like, but I have to make the sale, I have to make the sale, lack, scarcity, scarcity, scarcity. We're so much less likely to just be like, I just want to serve you and give you value, right? We're like, let me hold back the value because I need someone to buy from me. What if someone doesn't, or what if I have to like save that value or something like that? I hate that, like hold back the value thing. And I agree, it's totally coming from a scarcity place. And I think that's such a great add to this conversation because it's like, if you feel that abundance of like, if I over deliver, people are always going to want to work with me, then you're going to be coming from abundance. If you feel like if I say too much, they won't pay me, they won't hire me, it's total lack and scarcity. So you are spot on, sister. That is so true. And again, the things are so little, right? Like sending a couple of messages, doing a super deep, valuable live stream, writing some amazing emails that you actually put your heart in and not just your marketing spin on. Like those things make such a fucking difference. And they will for sure create your long-term success. I've never followed anybody or paid anybody for any length of time that did not front end deliver massive value and that did not wow me on the back end. I just didn't. And again, the wowing things were so small. Like I remember one of my mentors, when we started to work together, she lived in Alabama and then she moved to St. Pete, which is like right by me in Tampa. And I remember like within like the first 3 days of moving here, she was like, hi, so like I'm kind of busy moving in, but do you want to like come over and say hi and go to Target with me? And I was like, wow, you want to make like that much of an effort in your first 3 days of like moving here and you want to just like hang out and go to Target? Like, fuck yeah. I felt like so like wowed and in such a small sense that like just that she like wanted to do that and like that's someone I was like really happy to be paying, right? So it does not have to be big things. Like she wasn't like, oh, let me take you out to like a 5-star dinner and like, you know, make it this whole big thing. She was like, hey, like I'm kind of busy, but I really want to see you. Do you want to come to Target with me? Now she's like one of my best friends because I was so like wowed by her just being willing to deliver in that way, right? Or like clients will do that to me. They'll be like, oh, I'm gonna be in Florida. I want to see you. Can I like pay you for a VIP day? I'm like, we could just go to dinner. Like, no, right? And those small things will make such a difference. And again, so easy to do for your community too. Can you like go share a live stream with somebody that just joined your group? Can you go reach out and ask somebody if they need your support? Can you give your community a super valuable no opt-in thing that they can just grab from you today? It makes such a difference, right? So I want to hear from you. 2 things. One, how are you going to wow or delight your clients this week? And 2, how are you going to do that for your community? And you might be like, listen, I'm already doing this. Cool. Tell us how you're doing it. Give other people ideas. Nikki shared that my intent bracelet. Maggie said just writing really valuable emails. Tell us how you are going to do this because I promise this thing above almost everything else will make the biggest difference in your long-term impact and success. And honestly, it can make the biggest difference in your short-term sales too. Like go do a fucking killer valuable live stream this week and watch what happens with your audience. So go execute, make it happen. Let us know what you're going to do. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow for some more mindset. Bye, y'all.